Year. Happy January 2019. Before we get started with your reading, I just wanted to say a few quick things to not waste your time. One thing is that for this month in January, I'm going to be doing all of your general readings in the beginning of the month, and then I'm going to be doing your bonus readings in mid-month, probably by the 15th or 16th. And I noticed when looking at the analytics on my channel that a lot of the time periods that people have been viewing these for is for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I know not all of you do that. I do have a loyal following now that actually watches these things all the way through. But for those of you that are wanting something quicker than this and a little bit more specific, I'm going to be putting out love readings separately and career readings separately. If those do well over time, I may start going into health readings as well, but that would break them up into about 10 minutes each. And so for those of you with short attention spans, you should probably be watching the mid-month readings. These readings, because they're general and in-depth for the month, they tend to be about a half an hour long, not including the beginning and end. Also, I wanted to say thank you so much for viewing these, liking these, subscribing, saying all of your wonderful comments. I read every single one, and I really enjoy the feedback and the appreciation, and I'm going to continue with this channel. So I just wanted to thank you and say how wonderful you guys are. And another thing is that if you would like to donate to my channel, which I surely could appreciate it, I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and I haven't really made any money at all off of this yet. It's a labor of love, so I don't mind doing these because I know that eventually this will build up where I'll have more people watching them and I'll eventually be able to make some money. But if you do feel like donating, I would really appreciate it, and the link is going to be down below in the description box. Also, the last thing I'm going to say before I let you go and not waste your time is that at the end of all of these general movies, there is a end credit section that gives you my email, says little messages from me, any information you might need to know about private readings. I did notice that I have been getting a few comments where people ask me if I do private readings. All that information is at the end credits, at the end of each video. There's usually music and some kind of a video that should be fun to watch. I also wanted to mention my daughter, because my daughter has been learning from me how to use Windows Movie Maker, and she actually has at least 0.5% influence on the end credits. So my daughter has actually been filming the movies, helping me pick out music for them, helping me put in the text, and helping me to go through the whole process. And so when you're watching the end credits, a lot of it is actually from my 11-year-old daughter, and they're extremely quick, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal to watch them. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Many blessings for the new year, and next will be your reading. Bye. Hello, Cancer. This is going to be your January 2019 general reading. This is for Cancer Rising, Cancer Sun, and Cancer Moon. And as usual, I am doing a Celtic cross spread using the spiral deck for your main cards. And then for clarifiers this month in January, I am using Brian Froud's Fairy deck, which I love this deck. And this is not a tarot system, this is a fairy system, which really isn't even a system. So I'm going to show you your basic layout first, and then I'll start interpreting for you. I hope you guys are well. Happy New Year. And so your central experience for the month of January is the Three of Pentacles. Your challenge to that is the Knight of Pentacles. What is helping you is another knight. Yeah, you just have these two knights. You have the Knight of Cups as what's helping you. At your core of your being, you have the Six of Swords. In the recent past, or what you're coming from, you have Judgment. Your best possible outcome. Very nice. I like this here. You have the Queen of Wands. And in the near future, you have the Six of Wands. This is a nice reading, you guys. You right now are the Tower, or you're dealing with the Tower. In your surroundings, you have the Four of Pentacles. As what is your hope, sorry guys. Your hope is the Three of Wands. And your general outcome is the Star. Okay, here we go. Over that way, sorry. There we go. You have the Three of Pentacles with the Fairy Godmother. And so far, everybody this month has been getting the Fairy Godmother. And even more particular in this first position, too. Almost everyone's been getting her here. So, yeah, looks really nice. Looks like everybody's Fairy Godmothers are waving their wands this month in January. Maybe it's to bring in the new year. But the Three of Pentacles, in your case, it seems like the Fairy Godmother is blessing everybody with particular things that they're doing. And for you, it's expanding. It's expanding and showing off your skills where other people can see it, and receiving recognition for what you do. As in, you're in the limelight or you're in the spotlight. People can see you. People can see what you're doing. This could be performance. This could be actual theater. This could be dance. This could be anything. Anything that you're pouring your energy into to create abundance or money, or just developing your skills. You've developed your skills enough at this point to be able to put it on display where other people can see it. And because you either have been doing this already or are about to do this, you're about to see a huge increase in either money, recognition, people seeing you, people honoring you for your skills, and a lot of growth and abundance with things like your skills in general. You're getting better at what you do, in other words. You're getting better and better at what you do the more you practice and the more you show it off. And that is bringing you... My puppy's knocking the table around. What was I saying? People are recognizing you more. You're getting more attention. You are possibly making more money. You're just bringing... Your Fairy Godmother wants to see you expand and do really well, and to see growth with what you've been pouring your energy into, especially with practical matters or with your skill base. And things like advertising or showing off your skills will bring you a great deal of good luck from your Fairy Godmother. As long as you're being brave enough to put yourself out there, you should see definite results and growth from this month. This is kind of reminding me of last month's reading a little bit for you. So your challenge with this, you have the Knight of Pentacles with the Foot Fungus Fairy. It's called Faf the Footer. And the Foot Fungus Fairy has to do with being ungrounded or feeling ungrounded, or losing your focus or not having your feet firmly planted on the ground. If for some odd reason some of you actually do have foot fungus, this is telling me that it's reached a point now where you have to take care of it, or you have to start doing something to help it. I've known people who have had foot fungus before, and I know that tea tree oil really helps with that when you rub your feet with tea tree oil. That aside, it may be that your challenge this month is to stay grounded. It may be, if some of you are in the spotlight, you may be feeling ungrounded by this. It is, when you're a dancer on the stage, just as an analogy, since this is what the picture is, when the lights are on you, you can't see anything. All you can see is the light that's shining on your face. You can't see the audience. You know you're out, you know that the audience is out there, but you can't see them. And it's hard to stay focused, to act in a play or to dance on a stage while you have bright lights shining on you. And it can be easy to find yourself being distracted or unfocused because of the distraction of the lights. Something about being put on display may be throwing you for a loop a little bit, where you have to do extra measures beforehand to get up the courage or get up the energy to ground yourself out and then begin. This can also be challenges with patience. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, and it's about slow, steady progress. So it may be that the progress is happening slowly, and that is making you feel a little ungrounded. It's not moving as fast as you would like it to be. Or it could also be saying that you have so much expansion happening and so many things growing at this time that you may need some help, which is also the Knight of Pentacles. It's ruled by Virgo, which rules service and help and workers. So sometimes delegating smaller tasks off to other people. If you all of a sudden have a huge expansion with something where this is taking a lot of your energy, you may not have the time or the extra energy to take care of the little details, which is the Knight of Pentacles here. So it may be your challenge is getting the right help with this, or time management. Priority, making lists of priorities. What are the most important things that you have to do at this time, and what things can be laid aside until a later date? You may be feeling overwhelmed or ungrounded about how many little tasks you have to do, and whether or not you need help. You may need some extra help with getting these things done, or you may be being lost in the minutia. And so you may need to make a priority list of, okay, what are the most important things, and stop distracting yourself with the little details. So I think that pretty much covers it. To help yourself ground out, dancing helps. Anything physical that connects your feet with the ground. Also, if you live in a cold climate for the winter, obviously you can't walk around barefoot outside, which is a great way of grounding out. But you can still walk barefoot around the house, or walk around in socks instead of wearing shoes inside the house. Or dance, do yoga, hop up and down, do something to ground yourself out. Even eating grounding foods too. The Knight of Pentacles also has to do with diet because it's the Virgo card. So there may be some kind of diet change that you need to make. You may need to pay attention to what you're eating and try to eat more grounding, nourishing foods that can help ground out your body as well. Avoid things like sugar or too much caffeine, things like that. So, okay. Let's put it like that. So what is helping you is the Knight of Cups with the fairies of the future. And notice the fairies of the future are parading. They're in a parade. They're moving forward. They don't know exactly where they're going, but they know that that's the direction that they need to go in. And they're having faith in the universe that that's where they're supposed to go. Excuse me. So what is helping you right now is to think about your dreams for the future. This is interesting. There's a lot of advice out there for people of staying in the present, focus on things one day at a time. Don't think too far in the future, or don't think about the past. Stay in the present. This is not what this is saying. This is saying in January, this is a really good month for daydreaming about the future, or thinking about how you would like to see your dreams manifested in the future and where you're headed. Knights are adventurers or seekers, or they're always on quests. And so the Knight of Cups quest is for love, inspiration, dreams, coming from his heart, taking things easy, but also moving forward in flowing towards the future, daydreaming about what you would like to see happen in the future and how you could start going in that direction. If you're already going in that direction, this says that you'll see progress, or you'll see more growth from doing that this month. You'll see things start to happen in a magical way as long as you keep on moving forward towards the future. And you have hopes and dreams about the future. So this is what's helping you. This could be also a relationship or a budding relationship. This could be a crush on someone. This could be asking somebody to do something with you. This can be just inviting romance to come into your life, or inspiration to come into your life. And obviously with the fairies of the future, this involves you stepping forward and moving forward towards this, where you can invite this in if you don't already have it. If you're already in a relationship, what is helping you is to come up with dreams together of what you would like to do in the future or manifest in the future together. And taking adventures together, going on adventures together to open up more romance and love in the relationship. To remember that it isn't just about the day-to-day ordinary things. You also need to have a common purpose or a common dream that you're working towards together, or that you want to see come into being in the future. And working on things like empathy, compassion, harmony, and just being more loving. Trust too. Trusting that good things are to come. Yeah, because your challenge is things are moving possibly kind of slowly, but you are seeing progress. It's just it's not happening as fast as you would like, or there's something about being overwhelmed by how many tasks you have to do that it's temporarily your challenge is to stay grounded. But this is saying that if you just keep on believing in your dreams and moving forward, you should see progress. You should see the future start to unfold, and to not give up on this, and you will see progress. So at your root, you have the Six of Swords with Luminous Doom. And he is the fairy that has to do with negative thought patterns, or even feeling sorry for yourself, or that he's kind of the Eeyore fairy. He's like, oh, nothing's gonna work out. I'm just doomed. You know, why do these things always happen to me? It's that Eeyore voice. And what this is telling me is you are ready to move on from anything that resembles this within your own being, and also in your life too. If you happen to have Eeyore type people in your life, that kind of you start excitedly talking about your dreams for the future, things that you're manifesting, growth that's happening. And the Eeyore person just has to come in and give criticism, or say, oh, You know, don't get too carried away, or are you sure that that's really going to happen, or you wouldn't really be able to do that. Or just people that do this in general, even with their own lives and with themselves. It's like a Debbie Downer type of energy. And so this is definitely telling me that at your core, you really need to get, you know that you really need to get away from this energy, whether it's inside of you and a certain Eeyore aspect of your own nature, or just this energy around you. You need to get away from it. If you do have Eeyore type people in your life around you, you don't necessarily, obviously, if they're family members, you can't cut them off or pretend that they don't exist, but you can limit how much exposure you have to this type of energy. You know, you can also crack a smile at them or crack a joke, or one fun way of doing it is, even if you're just out and about doing things, and you come across someone who nothing ever works out, they never have good days, you can just look at them, and instead of engaging or letting it leak out onto you, you can just say, well, I hope you have a good rest of the day. And then you can just walk off and say, you know, I have something to do right now. I hope you feel better. And just don't engage in it or let it affect you. Just move away from that energy as much as possible. You know this already. This won't be hard for you to do at all. So working with this is important. In the recent past, you have Penelope Dreamweaver, the Fairy of Inspiration, with Judgment. And it seems as though you have had a huge awakening where you've become even clearer and more aware of your inspirations and dreams and things, what you feel is your calling, or what you feel drawn to do, how you feel drawn to express yourself, and anything that stands in the way of this or gets in the way of it, like this, or even the foot fungus fairy, being ungrounded, staying in woe is me vibration, whether it's you or others. You recently have gone through a huge transformation where you realized those qualities that were going on within yourself, regardless of what percentage it was. It could be 5% of you does that, or 99% of you does that. You know more than me. We all do that from time to time. But this is saying you've had a grand realization that you were getting in your own way with these things, and that you don't want anything to get in the way of your calling. You want to breathe inspirational life into what you feel drawn to do. You want to feel inspired. You have been extremely inspired and willing to do whatever it takes to answer the call, or to breathe life into an old dream or inspiration that perhaps had laid dormant, or you forgot about it and then it came back. You're going through a massive positive transformation, and a lot of this has already happened, or you had a huge wake-up call where you realized what's the point of life if you're not inspired by something, or you have something to move towards. Then it just becomes a dreary, ordinary day life that doesn't inspire you, makes you feel like you're not completely expressing yourself fully. So, as your best possible outcome, you have the Queen of Wands with the Green Woman. As your best possible outcome, I see you getting really active. If you were having a lack of energy before, you definitely don't have this problem as your best possible outcome. You have more than enough energy. Because you feel more inspired than usual, and you see things happening around you, you're really coming into your own power with being your own natural, authentic self. and with not being shy about who you are or how you express yourself fully. The green woman in the book, it says something about how she likes to dance naked under the moonlight or even in the daylight. She doesn't care about what other people think of her. She is all about full expression of the natural world, whether it's growing plants in a garden or taking care of the wild natural sides of life, of taking care of the natural processes, of fully enjoying each moment, of being playful, being silly, being however you want to be. But these together most definitely speak of self-expression and not holding anything back, being fully authentic and fully energized and fully unapologetic to other people about where you're at, who you are, and what you're doing with your life. And being protective. If you look at them both, they have similar hand gestures. I don't know if you can see it, but the Queen of Wands is holding a bubble or she's holding a bubble that has a baby dragon inside. And the green woman is doing a similar hand gesture, except she's holding the green man inside, or nature inside. The Queen of Wands is holding the dragon, or nurturing the dragon. The dragon breathes fire, wands are fire. The dragon is also your instincts and your deeper nature. Kind of reminds me of Lady Strength with how she balances her lion. It's keeping your passions protected and also creative, but without allowing it to get completely out of control. But I'm looking at both these gestures for both of them as a protective gesture, but also a nurturing gesture. You know, if you think of the green woman, this could be a seed that she's nurturing that's growing. And obviously when a plant is young, even if it's sprouted leaves or is continuing to grow, it still needs a little bit of extra nurturing with extra water, making sure that the soil is moist, making sure it doesn't get too much sunlight, otherwise it will fry and burn. So your best possible outcome is to be unapologetically your authentic self and to protect the things that you are creating in your life, to not let things like the foot fungus fairy give the plants fungus, because that certainly won't help. Sometimes if you water plants too much, it develops root rot from too much moisture in the ground and fungus and things like that. And also, you can imagine here they are being completely creative and in themselves, and along comes dun, 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 your plants aren't going to grow, or that dragon isn't going to grow. And they're saying, nope, sorry, you can't come in. You can't come into our creative process. Good luck to you. Have a nice day. Hope you feel better. Goodbye. And so this is your best possible outcome. In the future, you have the Six of Wands with Luothis the Wild. Both of these are somewhat similar. Luothis the Wild is all about taking action. It's jumping at what you want, not hesitating, taking action, going after what you want. Sometimes he's too rash. Sometimes he doesn't think before he leaps. Sometimes he just goes for something so quickly that it's a little too, people perceive it as being a little too hardcore or a little too impatient. But I'm not reading it that way this time around. I'm reading it with the other meaning of it, which is sometimes when you, when the only thing that's holding you back is shyness or fear, it is most definitely the time to jump after what you want. If that's the only thing holding you back is fears of looking silly or of what other people will think, To heck with that. Go after what you want, and you will be successful. Snatch opportunities up as they present themselves. Go after what you want. Take initiative. Jump on it. Do something. Take that risk. And also, this may be saying that in the near future, things are about to speed up and rev up way more than you thought. And you will be successful with what you're trying to do, or take an opportunity you want to take or jump on. And so with your general outcome with your fairy godmother, it says things are growing. You're about to see, as long as you're brave and not shy, and you do what you want to do unapologetically, then you will see progress, and you will have your fairy godmother waving her wand over you. And as long as you are moving forward, regardless of how slowly, where is it? Where did he go? Regardless of how slowly things seem to be as your challenge, things are about to rev up quite a bit. And you can imagine something like, sorry you guys, I don't even watch TV. I don't even know why this is coming to mind, but I'm thinking of shows kind of like American Idol or some version of that, you know, where it's a talent show. People are getting up on stage one after the other to show off their talents and see if they're given some kind of an award or whether they make it to the next level of the competition. I'm not, if this is competition, it's not unhealthy competition. This is competition that exists to motivate you to do your best. And if you do that, if you approach it with healthy competition or showing the best that you've got, then it seems as though you win, or you have success from that process. You are recognized for what you do in the future. And you right now have the undressing of a salad with the Tower. This could be, what are you barking at? This could, oh, Ozzy, what is it? Shh. This could be an internal tower falling. This could be an external tower falling. Whatever is falling down is meant to fall down. It was a structure that was no longer serving you. And the undressing of a salad is interesting. This is literally about the undressing of a salad. You put salad dressing on a salad. After you've put the salad dressing on the salad, how do you get the salad dressing off? It's almost an impossible feat. And notice Luathis, or I'm sorry, not, it doesn't even say their names. The juggler in it, that's juggling balls or bubbles or whatever they are, he's trying to juggle all of those balls. There may be so many things going on that you feel as though you need to take care of or handle or balance that you are going to be dropping some balls. And then you're faced with having to clean up the mess afterwards. In not so frustrating sounding terms, it could be whatever balls drop, whatever falls, needed to pass in order for you to have less things to juggle. And once you've made a mistake, it's harder to clean up the mistake afterwards than it is to just simplify things enough where you're more likely to not have mistakes in the first place. So if there are any bumbles or mistakes that happen, or feelings of you're falling apart because things are just too chaotic, you may want to focus on simplifying. Remember, where is he? The foot fungus fairy saying your challenge is to stay grounded. Obviously, the tower is not grounding. The tower is the ground. The ground is crumbling. And also the juggler is trying so hard to keep on juggling all of these things that he's not completely grounded either. So just remember what your challenge said, which was to not get lost in the minutia, or not get lost in so many things that you're trying to take care of that you become ungrounded. You want to simplify things and come up with a priority list. This could even be an internal feeling too, of just feeling as though you're almost falling apart, or there's so much going on that you don't know if you can handle all of it. When this happens, you definitely want to take a nice hot saltwater bath, or go out for a walk, and or make a list. Do something to try to make sense out of your own brain, or your own thoughts, or what you feel you're trying to do right now. This could even be an external situation involving other people where there's chaos and it's somehow affecting you, where it's leaking out onto you. And remember what it said at your root, which was concerning negativity, or feelings of not being enough, or getting other people's emotional states getting you down, that your most important thing at your core is to move away from those things and to try not to let those affect you, to move on from that instead of hanging on to it somehow, or feeling as though you need to fix it. And in your surroundings, you have Spirit Dancer with the 4 of Pentacles. This is telling me you may have been spending too much time inside your house, or locked up with certain duties you have to do. You may have not been taking enough time in your surroundings to play or to get outside. And again, the 4 of Swords isn't being ungrounded, it's almost being grounded too much. It's almost like a ball and chain that keeps you chained to duties you have to do, or with routines that you've gotten sucked into. Whether it's you've been spending too much time in dim lighting, or inside the house too much, or locked up with the same routines day after day, or you've locked yourself up in your own mind with what you have time for. You may be doing an Eeyore sort of thing where you're saying, oh, I would love to go out and dance in the garden like the Spirit Dancer, but I have too many things I have to do. I don't have time. I have to take care of that and that and that. How would I ever have time to read that novel, or go out and dance, or go and climb a tree, or do any of the other fun things that Spirit Dancer talks about? So in your surroundings, try to snap yourself out of it. In the beginning, you may have to force yourself. If you've gotten locked up into some kind of routine where you feel as though you don't have time to do this, that is an illusion. You can always make time for things like this. You can always pare down on all of these things that you're trying to do. This may even be doing so many things that it becomes a health crisis. But the Spirit Dancer is all about following you directly, physically following your inspiration, whether it's dancing, singing, painting, writing, climbing trees, doing something that you get to experiment with. The book said something like, the death of Spirit Dancer is perfection. It's important to experiment and to play with techniques on how you follow your creativity and how you choose to express yourself. The Spirit Dancer is completely expressing herself with no self-consciousness. And this is reminding me of the other dancer. They're both dancers. When you're trance dancing, or when you are swept up with your inspiration, you are not thinking about how people are watching you. You're not thinking about even where you're at, or what you're wearing, or what room you're in, or who may be watching. You're just fully expressing yourself because you feel it inside of you and you need to express it. And this is also reminding me of your best possible outcome, which is to be completely unabashed, unashamed, and unself-conscious about your creativity and to fully express yourself. So concerning getting locked up, and this can even be fear. This could be that paralyzing fear that sometimes happens when you're about to step onto stage, where it's the pre-performance jitters even of getting so worked up about it that you become paralyzed and then you don't step out onto stage. But this, I'm definitely getting the feeling that in your surroundings, you're going to have to push yourself in the beginning with this. It's not going to just happen one morning where you say, I know, I'm going to go climb a tree because I totally want to. You know that you want to, but there's still that locked up feeling in your body that says, you're not used to that. You don't do that. What do you mean you want to go climb a tree? Well, you have to do the dishes. You have to do the laundry. It's like coming up with excuses of things on why you can't do that. And so you're going to have to push yourself a little bit and make yourself do it. Sometimes what helps is getting someone else to do it with you and making an appointment, like you say to your next door neighbor, tomorrow at 9 we're going to go for a walk together. And that way you can't back out of it because you've promised someone else and they're expecting you to do that with you now. Something like that, where you push yourself somehow. And once you force yourself to do it, then you realize while you're doing it how much fun this is, and why haven't you been doing this? Why have you gotten so locked up with your routines that you don't have time for this and you've forgotten how to do this, or temporarily forgotten how to do this? And the more you do this, the more exciting it gets and the more you want to do it. It's inspiring. You feel drawn to do it. When you're dancing, when you have a really good beat that you're inspired by, the music takes over your body and there is no thought involved. There is no self-consciousness involved. It's just purely expressing yourself. And if you have to be indoors, you can still do this indoors, but I'm getting more that you're supposed to do this outside in your surroundings. So as your hope is that good things are to come. Good things are on their way to you. You can look forward to the future. This is reminding me of the fairies of the future. Where are they? Where did they go? Oh. This is reminding me of the fairies of the future. Your hope is also what is helping you. So act on your hopes, and that will help you to move forward. Both of them are facing forward towards the future with expectant gratitude of what is to come or what is on its way to them. And so your hope is to maintain this attitude. Maintain this attitude. And as your general outcome, you have the star with Iris of the Rainbows. Iris of the Rainbows is all about hope. Same thing as the star. It's a double message of hope. Your general outcome is that you will have reason to be hopeful. You know how sometimes we think of hope as, well, it may or may not happen. You have just kind of have to hope for it. Sometimes hope happens because we see something come into being, and that gives us more hope. And then we can feel sure about being hopeful because we see progress or we see something happen out of this. And it's interesting, the iris of the rainbows. Rainbows are caused by rain or water and the sun, which oftentimes happens after storms are over. There's a rainstorm, and that's reminding me of the tower. The tower is being struck by lightning. Lightning usually happens in rainstorms, electrical storms. There's rain, thunderous rain, pouring, pounding rain, and flashes of electrifying lightning that strike you to your core. Even if you're inside the house and it's going on outside, every time lightning strikes, especially if it's near your home, you can feel the earth shake. You can hear the vibrations shake outside the house. The whole house vibrates from it, from the force of it. And when storms happen, after the storm is over and the sun starts to come out, that is when you see the rainbow. And the rainbow is an omen of good things to come, that the storm is over now. The storm probably isn't going to come back anytime soon. And now the storm is passing and the sun is coming out, and there is beauty. Everything smells good. All the colors come to life. Everything's glistening. And even though the storm was intense, it still brought moisture for all the plants that needed to be nurtured, which is your best possible outcome. And to realize that the storms never last for forever. And seeing this change happen, of the sun coming out, the storm starts to go away, you start feeling more hopeful automatically. It's not something that this hope isn't something that you have to conjure up. It's something that happens to you as your general outcome. So hopefully that helped or made sense. I wish you all the best. I love you very much. And have a good rest of your January. I'm still going to be coming out with bonus readings in the middle of the month. These readings have been, because my old converter timed out on its free trial period, these videos are taking hours and hours to upload. I just uploaded Gemini. That took over 24 hours to upload, just one movie. So unfortunately, these are coming out slower than I thought because they take so long to upload. Even, I mean, the reading itself is like, what, 40 minutes? But the uploading takes like 6 to 8 to 24 hours. I'm going to have to figure something out where I go someplace with a better signal. So anyway, sorry about that rant. Sorry these are coming out slowly, but they are coming out. And I wish you all the best. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you soon.